frequently asked to describe my thoughts on the Super Tenere. Now I'm on my second Super Tenere. I had a 2012 and this is a 2013. Between the two of them, I have 294,000 miles. The reason I bought the first Super Tenere was because I was looking for a motorcycle that I could use to start my million-mile journey on, and a motorcycle that really wouldn't need much maintenance or service, something that I could ride pretty hard and not worry about spending a lot of time or money at the dealership service center. So my first bike I outfitted with, that's the other thing that's really cool about the bike is there's so many aftermarket parts and accessories for these adventure bikes. You can, it's unlimited, number of luggage options, and I went with Twisted Throttle. Their stuff has always been bulletproof for me. The SW Motec bags are great. I'm also using an SW Motec tank bag. I've got the Denali lights, 2 sets of lights on this bike, and you can really outfit it the way you want. Now, I spend most of the time on the highway, like I am right now, cruising along the I-70. I'm on my way from California back home to New Hampshire. I'm hoping to do it in less than 3 days. And, this bike it's a great bike on the highway. It's got great wind protection. You've got adjustability for the windscreen. You got good view of the mirrors. It's got a high seat, so actually I've got a good view of the road. The handling is great. You want to go off-road, you want to take it on dirt and gravel roads, not a problem. I've taken a Super Tenere all the way up to the Arctic Circle in Alaska. Everything that has been needed to do to this bike, I've done myself. Oil changes, changing the tires, I take them off and bring them in myself. A tune-up, the spark plugs, air filter, all that stuff, I've been able to do myself. Not to say that everybody can, but it certainly saved me thousands of dollars in maintenance by being able to have a motorcycle that's easy to work on. The bike really hasn't failed me any. It's I had a custom seat put on it. I've got an extra fuel tank. Some things that help me to do these. Today's going to be 1100 or better day, and by having extra fuel and stuff like that, it really makes a difference for me. Not something most people will need. Most people are getting between 40 and some people as much as 50 miles per gallon on the Yamaha Super Teneres. I like the fact that it has ABS and traction control. Both those things I think today should be on almost every bike out there. It just makes sense. Especially if you ride in the rain and ice and snow like me. You can lose traction pretty easily, and it's good to know that the bike is there backing you up. It's got great brakes. I love the fact that it's a shaft drive motorcycle, which means basically there's no maintenance. You just change the oil every 4,000 or 8,000 miles, put a couple drops of oil in the rear end, and you're good to go. I've never heard of a rear end failure on one of these bikes either. The motor is a twin, and it's a big 1200cc motor, and but it's got tons of torque, tons of power. I always ride in the sport mode. I don't know why. I just like being able to have a little more punch when I hit the throttle, and that's what the sport mode does versus the touring mode. Now, if it is snowing or raining pretty hard, I will switch over to the touring mode. It's a little less abrupt on the throttle and smooths out a little better. But I've just been very happy with the bike. It does everything I want it to do. I don't take care of it very well. I don't wash it. I don't clean it. I don't really do the big maintenance stuff that it's supposed to have, and yet it still starts and runs every single day. So to me, a motorcycle is a tool. It's a hammer, and I've been riding Super Teneres now for 5 years, and like I said, just under 300,000 miles on the Super Teneres, and I love it. I've loved every minute of it. I think they're great bikes. I think they can do a lot of stuff. They can do everything well. They can do touring. They can do two-up touring. There's, like I said, loads of luggage available for it. Yamaha makes their own stuff too, and to me, it's a great overall bike. Some of you know I'm about to switch to something else, and it's certainly not because I didn't love this bike. This is the first time in my life I've ever owned two motorcycles back to back that were the same exact model. And I've owned almost 40 motorcycles. So that tells you something. I'm not getting rid of this Super Tenere. It's only got 120,000 miles on it. And so I'm going to hold on to it and keep it for, you know, any kind of dirt roads or gravel, or if I go to Alaska again, I might think about pulling out the Tenere. That's about it.